Hey guys, welcome to Legacy Money. I'm Barry Page, I'm your host, and today we have a special guest, Kirkland Stewart, small business owner from Monroe, Louisiana. Kirkland, say hello. Welcome to the program.
Hello, hello. Glad to be here. Thanks for the opportunity.
Awesome, awesome. So we're excited to talk to you today. This is the show that shares the truth about money, where we want to help you to live more, give more, and leave more. In this episode, we're going to talk about Black history, small business, and my favorite subject, infinite banking. So, Kirkland, tell me a little bit, just jump right into things. Kirkland runs a small business. He's growing, he's scaling, and he's in the snack business. But we want to start out. I just want to talk a little bit about you and your backstory. So tell us a little bit about you, Kirkland, where you're from, where you grew up, and how you got into business. Tell us about yourself.
Well, first of all, my name is Kirkland Stewart, and I'm originally from Louisiana, but was raised in South Louisiana. That's towards like Baton Rouge, Gonzales, Prairieville area. And that's where I was raised up in the South Louisiana, where there's always a lot of good food, cooking going on, Jambalaya festivals, things like that pertaining. But my actually where I started and discovered the business that I am, and I was really good with customer service and things like that. So I had a construction job full time, delivered pizzas part time, and me and another guy was like, "Man, there's got to be something. We got to work all day in the heat, then have a part time job. We need to find something that we can leverage the playing field as being able to make money while we are working this full time job."
That,
So we actually discovered and talked about vending service.
that's awesome. And so it sounds like you were about to a little bit about what you did. You searched out things, and that's how you and I met. You found me online. You were doing your research, and and that's something we'll talk a little more about in the future. But so when you decided you wanted to go into business, you had a regular job at that point, right? What kind of job did you have?
Well, I had a construction job that I was doing. Uh, we did framing, concrete work, a lot of hot work in the heat most of the time. And then I kind of got into doing grass cutting and landscaping and stuff like that when I kind of launched off on my own because I wanted to start my own business, but I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do.
Yeah, so you had enough of that hard labor. You decided working for someone else.
Right,
You wanted to be your own boss, right?
right. That's exactly what I was doing, trying to figure out things, searching, doing some research, reading, which I adapted, doing, trying to discover what I needed to do.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, um, kind of tell me a little bit about maybe some of your influences because it is Black History Month, and is that something that you celebrate, or is that important to you, Black History Month?
Well, it actually is. We actually went to Galveston about a week ago, and went and understood a little bit about Juneteenth, them celebrating and where all the originally stuff that went on, where some black people wasn't free and they didn't know that they was free. And so we got a back history on some of the schools that was built down there, stuff like that, that we just kind of discovered during the Galveston trip that we learned. But I had a lot of people that I admire, like Martin Luther King and Louis Armstrong, because I played the trumpet as a kid.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, them were some of the things back then when I was a kid. They didn't have very much history. They didn't have Google and stuff like that. You had to go to a Pacific library, and during the time when I was going, they didn't have a whole lot of culture of Black history or anything about library. It was a small little frame, and it was in a corner somewhere where you couldn't find it.
That's interesting. I didn't really know how you were. We didn't really script that. I didn't know how you were going to respond to that. I hear, I know you're a Christian, and so some of the people I talked to, and you brought up the Juneteenth. They like I was listening to Morgan Freeman. He said it's ridiculous that we have a Black History Month. Have you heard that? Heard him say that?
I think I have heard him say it at one time or another.
Yeah. I was influenced, and I'm going to show you here. I found this online. I went ahead and searched it. I didn't really, back when I was in elementary school and middle school, I grew up in Meridian, Mississippi, and I went to a school, George Washington Carver. You know who he is? You familiar with him?
Right. Yes, I am.
Now, I really didn't become familiar with what he had done until later in life, but he was an inventor, and he really perfected the peanut butter and whatnot. But here's the school that I went to, Carver Middle School, and it was named after him. And as you see there, it won an award in U.S. News for top 100 small schools in America. So but I had I never really thought of it as Black history or anything. It didn't really matter to me if you're white, Black, whatever. We all live together. We're Americans, right?
Right.
But some early influences on me, and even to this day, Walter E. Williams. You might be familiar with him. He actually wrote a testimonial for the book "Becoming Your Own Banker," and he used to co-host for Rush Limbaugh for years. And he's a great economist. I think we should learn more from him. But also growing up, and back to that Carver, I won a bicycle rodeo that year.
Oh, wow.
I went to school there. And that prompted me to get into BMX, which another kind of somebody I looked to, Anthony Sewell, who was a track star at USC and raced BMX. And he's gone now, unfortunately. But those are some early influences. And then as I got older, I started listening to Les Brown. Are you familiar with Les Brown?
I am. Sure. That's where I first started listening to most of my motivation speeches and stuff like that. That's where I learned start from him.
And you have a channel. Tell us about that you kind of help motivate people.
Well, I felt like I needed to things that I have learned in my course of gaining some wisdom that I wanted to share with all communities, all people of life, motivation, because I've been stuck before, stuck in different things and didn't know how to figure out. So I said, I need to put something into society to help people to be motivated continuously. So that's kind of where I got my channel. It's a daily thing that I want to install in people so they can be able to be motivated.
Awesome. It's what's the name of it? Daily Motivation?
Daily Momentum, YouTube.
Daily Momentum.
Yeah, Daily Momentum.
That's a good name. That's a good name. So, now you are in business. You shifted from the job. You started a business. It started out as a vending business, right? Or
yes, it did. It started off on my vending business, but it kind of trailed slowly because I was trying to be able to find the finance. In order to start a vending business, you need money.
well, that was my next question. So,
Right.
What first of all, what gave you the confidence that you could even go into business? You know, most people are scared of starting their own business. What gave you the confidence that you could do it?
Well, I would imagine failure gave me the confidence, because when you get into doing a lot of things in life and then you begin to fail, you begin to learn, and it gives you a little bit more wisdom, and then it gives you confidence, because I knew one thing once I got into it, that I was going to get a whole lot of no's.
Right.
Because yeah, so once you begin to get them no's, it gives you the confidence, like Les Brown would say, that you have to use no as a vitamin. So you have to use that to motivate you to keep on until someone says yes. You say, I know it's a yes out here somewhere, and I'm gonna find it.
That
And so I got
reminds
to
me of
find
his
out.
that reminds
But
me of his story. You got to be hungry, right?
exactly, that's where yeah.
And he failed many times trying to get that job at that radio station, right?
Right, yeah, most definitely. And
Yeah.
I mean that just tickled me and motivated me more when I heard that, because in order for me to be in business, I had to really be hungry and say, I got to get this done. I need to break off light. I need to get out this sun and be able to delegate my day in some kind of way, in the way that I want it to be.
Well, you know, when we live down here in the South, and of course we love to eat. So you picked the perfect business. You're in the food business, right? The snack
Right,
business. We love to snack. We love to eat.
right, exactly.
So tell us, you know, getting started, you mentioned the money. I mean, did you have some money saved? How did you get started?
No, I didn't have any money saved. I had to save it. And it was a long haul, it's in saving. So I had to deal in a different strategy. Still, me going and saving money for new equipment, I had to get used equipment and refurbish equipment. And it
Hmm.
worked just as well as the new equipment.
Well, that's good. And you know, a lot of people that's probably the main reason a lot of small businesses go out of business is they go out and spend all their money on all this fancy equipment. Maybe they buy a new car or get a new office before they're quite ready. So you learned and you took it slow. So that's good to know. Now, are you a competitive person? You said you played the trumpet, but did you play any sports or were you competitive?
Yes, I did. I actually played basketball, football, and baseball during that time.
Wow.
Yeah, I played all sports during high school and played in the band at the same time.
Wow, that's a full load. So, do you feel like that competitiveness helped you in business?
I think it did, because I had to learn a lot of things as being motivated. You have to motivate yourself in being able to be good, to be inspiring, to get up in the morning, just to keep things going. You have to just kind of motivate yourself in a lot
Right.
of different ways. There's a lot of different ways, because getting up playing sports, and you had went to school all day, and then you got to go out in the hot sun and work and do all these things, and then when you get out of that, you got to go home and do a little different things for yourself, so you can be ready for unexpected things that you have to do.
Right. So you talked about, you know, getting started, the money and all of that, but did you have any other challenges? I mean, what did your wife think about that? I mean, were you married at that time when you first got started?
Yes, I was married at that time. I think the my wife during that time, she was on board with me doing that, because I had a business mind when she first met me. So it was always, I did a lot of different side hustles of doing different things in business. If I went and I worked at a hotel one time, and this guy was selling all these TVs at the hotel. So I said, "Hey, I'm gonna buy them TVs he was selling for $25, and I said I could take them and sell them for $50. So I went and bought them all up and sold them, and that's when I began to learn that, hey man, there's something to this. Here I'm taking some money and making more money, and I didn't know during the time. Now I know, because that was part of business, actually building some compound interest.
Wow. That's good stuff right there. So you started small and you worked your way up and you learned and so and that's whenever I first spoke to you, I could tell you told me you were coachable. And I could tell you like to learn because you had already done your research, right? You had already read the book, you watched some videos. So, sometimes people they think they can just jump into things, but whether it's business or if it's infinite banking, if you want to be your own banker, be your own boss, you gotta do some research. You gotta do some homework. Same reason, you went to school. We go to school or people go to college, right?
Right.
You have to learn about the profession or whatever you want to do. So that's good that you did that. So fast forward, you're
Okay.
successful now. Your business is growing. What kind of challenges do you have today in business?
What I challenges that I have in business probably would be learning other different things, challenges, and most people when they start out, it's mostly income, because in order to be able to grow your business, you need more money to make it expand, to make more money. So sometimes that is a lot of difficult things sometimes, because you always got to be ahead of everything, study, learning, and searching. I mean, I read every day, all the time, constantly. When I wake up, when I go to bed, I'm always read, trying to learn something. If I can't read, then I'm listening to Audible or something, trying to educate myself each and every day.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. And cash flow is what you're talking about. And so it really
Exactly.
it doesn't matter what business you're in. Businesses need money, right? And
Exactly.
so cash flow is an issue for everybody. But lately we've been dealing with some other issues. The cost of our goods going up, inflation, and it's not always that the people are just raising prices. It's because their goods are going up. So the cost of your goods have gone up and you have to sell them at a higher price as well. Has inflation impacted your business?
Yes, it has. It has actually made you need more money. That's a, it actually, because when things go up, the costs go up, and it's taken away from the money that you have received, and it's coming in lesser now. So you need more money to be able to expand more, to get more products, to get more money coming in to flow, to be able to make it. Because if I stayed at just what I was doing and not get any money to make more money, then I begin to trend down lower and lower and lower. Now my expenses are getting really high, and I'm have less income coming in, so there becomes a problem then.
Wow, you're touching on some good points there. So, how about taxes? Now, y'all pay taxes over there in Louisiana, don't you?
Oh yes, we do. Yeah, we pay
And,
taxes.
and the more you make, the more they take, right?
Exactly, exactly. We get them surprises every year.
Now, y'all got some decent politicians over there at least. I know Chip Roy and a couple of these guys. They seem to be going in the right direction. But the federal income taxes are really what kills us. So tell me what drives you now. I mean, you mentioned it a few times. I mean, you constantly read. You got motivation stuff that you try to share, and you sharing what you've learned with others. But what really drives you now? What makes you get up every morning?
Well, my background is spiritually, and this what brings it all around, and is me living for God, doing the things that God want me to do, to first of all help others. So that what motivates me in just helping others, provide needs for people in all different types of ways that if I can. And also paying my tithes. That's the number one thing that me and my wife discovered. In order to, number one thing is to pay God. Then you can pay your taxes as well, too.
Wow. That's what Jesus told him, right? He said, "Don't worry about that." He said, "Look over there and do some fishing, boy. Get
Right,
up and look in the fish's mouth." I wanted
right.
to share something here. Whoops, I'll put you back up there. I wanted to let me get you back there. I'm gonna go back to here. Tell us about this ministry you have going on.
Well, my church is a Christian Life church, and my pastor's Pastor Danny Chance, and we have come up with a thing to try to help the community. And so the place is Grace Place, and what we do is it's a facility that feed homeless people. And so me and my wife and some of the team at Christian Life, we get together and once a month we go out to feed the homeless, make sure they have a hot meal, and we also give them snacks too as well. A lot of snacks to kind of help them on their journey because a lot of them are walking and don't have a home, and so we do a lot of things to help out in the community.
So you cook. You're cooking in this picture, right?
Yeah, we are actually cooking. We take a break from work. We take off, so we push that work on the side, and we don't worry about getting involved in making money and all that day. We come out early that morning, and we start cooking, preparing the food, which takes a little time to prepare it, and then we put them in the steam tables and keep it heated up, so it's freshly cooked food. We cook spaghetti and have salad, green beans, and our church, the ladies at the church make homemade cupcakes and cakes, all that freshly made, like it was in my own home.
Wow. Well, that's awesome that y'all do that. I'm
Yeah.
sure they appreciate that, and that's always been my goal. Tool is just to give back. We've been blessed, and we want to give back as much as we can. So I think that's awesome that you do that. So
Right.
talking about banking and how we met, you kind of went out and did some research, and just like you said, you discovered about business, and you decided you want to be your own boss, and then you learned about turning inventory, right? You
Right.
wanted to scale your business. You wanted to, tell me about how, why did you search out becoming your own banker? How did you learn about that, and what motivated you to research that and get started doing that?
Well, I actually just kind of ran and stumbled over it. I didn't normally a lot of things I go on the internet and look. I didn't really see that because I didn't know all this was out here by infinity banking and stuff. So I kind of ran over it way years before when I had my business and I had got an insurance policy. And so when I did have that insurance policy, I knew that I could get a loan from that insurance policy. But I kind of felt kind of weird just going there and asking because I didn't think that it was really legally to do it. So I kind of felt kind of a little bit funny because I thought, getting money from my insurance policy, and then I'm, it's supposed to be using it for my death, and I was kind of mixed, trying to understand about that, but I did it, and then I had to use that money to put into my business, and then I just kind of stumbled over it, and so I had to research some of this stuff to find out, because I happened to run over it on YouTube one day, somebody talking about it, and I was like, what is this? What is they talking about? So I went home and told my wife about it, and she was like, she didn't really say anything. She just thought, I don't know about this. I ain't for sure about this kind of stuff here. But I went and I said, in order for me to get her to understand, I'm gonna need to understand it. So I began to listen to it, and then so I need to find out, where does this come from? And so I ran across Nelson Nash, and that what brought me to the point of saying, so this is a guy who's, then I listened to a few of his videos and stuff, and then I started getting a move by it, and I said, wow, So he said they had a book, and I was like, now how can I get this book? And so I went on Amazon to look at it and discover it. And then I said, I went to watch a few videos, but then I kind of held off of it because I didn't want to get with all these people talking about all this stuff to throw me off. So I need to find out from the person himself, the author of all this infinite banking, that gave a better understanding about it.
That's awesome. So it sounds like you've really you've learned from experience, first of all, but you're a learner. And Nelson always said we have to be lifelong learners, right? He was a big reader himself, and
right.
So that's how you learn, right? And of course you mentioned your faith and the word, so that's awesome. Now that you're relatively new, with doing it, and again, I think the biggest thing is you're open to learning and reading, and realize that. But what did you see as the big benefit? Because a lot of people have those same kind of misperceptions that, hey, is this legal? Right? First of all, because it sounds almost too good to be true.
Exactly.
And then two, like taxes, we touched on a little bit. Wow, this can be tax free, and so they think, well, hey, is this legal, right? So tell me, what was the biggest thing that really attracted you to it, and got you to dive in? What made you do it?
Well, I felt like I always stood on the scripture, said the word is a lamp unto your feet and a light unto your pathway. And so by me praying about a lot of different things of wisdom, I felt like I was led to have a better understanding about finance, and stumbled across Nelson, and found out that he's a Christian man. And I said, oh man, this is going to be even more things. So I started getting really eager. I promise you, I read that book before, probably starting out 3 times. And I listened to the audio over and over and over. And I was like, I got to get an understanding of this book. So I read that book several times. And then that's how I called the place. And then they told me, hey, you got to get in touch with Barry Page. So I said, okay, let me see. And I called your number, you answered, and you told me, hey, you called the right place. And I started getting excited. I'm eager, and I'm wanting to just tell all this stuff like I learned. No, but I always try to calm myself and say, okay, remember, you're supposed to be learning. You're supposed to be learning. Don't go over talking yourself, acting like you know everything. And so that's how I became a little humble and learned a lot of different things from you to help me shed abroad a light in my eyes. I thought, man, this is so good.
Boy, you're music to my ears. And Nelson, I know he can hear you up there in heaven. He would be glad to know that, because you not only read the book once, you said you read it several times and listened to the audio. And so many people, they contact me and say they want to do this, and they won't even read the book. They haven't read the book, and then they want to tell me how to do it. And I've been doing it 20 years. And like you said, you just have to humble yourself and be willing to learn, because, Lord knows I made mistakes, and I wasn't, I had to, just like you, I had to read it over to get it, because it's so different. Nelson said it was a paradigm shift from what we've been taught. And it really is. So I'm glad to hear you say that. So we've talked about, capital, we need capital, and we've talked about knowledge. And I think that's really what's, helped you to be successful, Kirkland. So it's
Right.
just so good to hear you say that stuff. And what, but if you were, giving some advice to somebody that maybe wanted to start their own business, what kind of advice would you give to that person? Maybe they're a little scared. Maybe they're intimidated. What would you say to that person?
Well, I will try to teach them the minimum starting out first, because sometimes when you give them all the quick knowledge real quick to start the business, they get so eager and they want to overjump, overspend, do all these different things. So I would teach them the basic, which I have someone right now, a couple people that are under me trying to learn different things. And then I want to turn them over to learning how to be able, because if I knew it from the beginning, the first thing I would have did was started the infinite banking. That would be the first thing that I would have started from the beginning, and it would have helped me to be able to be a little bit more successful than I am.
Wow. So you would have started the banking first. In other words, you would have saved some capital, right? And then you would have utilized your own resource, your own banking system to put
Right.
into your business, right? So if you did that, you're going to reduce your risk, first of all, and then secondly, you're going to be in control of it. And Nelson always said, whatever business you're in, you need to be in two businesses: the banking
Right.
business and whatever business you're in. So, man, that's music to my ears, and I know to Nelson's and everyone else out there that's learning, infinite banking. So shifting gears here a little bit.
Okay.
Tell me, do you have anything else you wanted to add to that? I mean, that's just good to hear.
Well, just learning some of the things makes you exciting about learning some of the procedures about infinite banking, because I had to work a job and a half, and sometimes two jobs, just to be able to start my own business. And if I would have just used uh, that procedure with the infinite banking while I was working, I could have been putting that money, because I worked 5 years extra to be able to save some money, and I could have been just working a regular job and putting that money into my infinite banking system. And when I got ready after them 5 years, it would have been much easier for me, because I could have been using that money as it was getting some compound interest on it as well, saving the money.
Wow. That's good stuff. So you would say exercise some caution, start slowly, and learn, and start your bank first. That's awesome. So
Right.
as we kind of wrap things up, I want to talk a little more, about your business. So, and that's Stewart Snacks, and stewartsnacks.com is your website. But tell us what is Stewart Snacks, and what areas do you cover? Are you just in your locale, or you cover the whole state of Louisiana, or how far do you go out?
Well, in my business, what I do is, if anybody don't know, I sell snacks. I sell snacks. I sell seasonings of all of Louisiana's most famous seasonings and different snacks and stuff. So what we do is, in Louisiana, we have routes for certain um, big manufacturers that sell snacks, and they will call upon us as being a distributor, say, hey, can you put my product in your area? So I only just service Monroe area, but I felt like I needed to grow a little bit more. So I started my online business where I can be able to get people around the surroundings of the United States, and selling online has really grew my business. And this is when infinite banking comes in the picture. I can be able to get some money out of my banking, buy some inventory.
That's awesome. So snacks. Tell us what kind of snacks. I see you got your Zappos shirt on there. For those that aren't from the South, that might what is Zappos, and give us some examples of some snacks you sell.
Okay. We also in Louisiana, if anyone that does not know about some of the Louisiana product snacks, you have Zaps, you have Elmer Chiwis, um, you have some of the Golden Flake, Louisiana hot skins, pork crackling, stuff like that that we do sell. Some of the, if you look in the bag where it says Cajun Spoon, that's some of the dinner box mixes that we sell. We sell some of the Louisiana Mellow Joy that we sell, some of the seasonings and different things, spices. This some of the stuff that we sell, but we have put it online to be able to sell, which we sell on certain different platforms that we sell, and also on my website where you probably get it a whole lot cheaper.
Awesome. So you sell direct then through
Right.
your website, and then you service businesses that might sell to their employees or in the cafeteria, or maybe they have a vending machine. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
That's correctly. We sell like that, and we also put it in retail stores like Walmart, some of the Krogers,
Really?
Brookshires, yeah, Circle K's. If anyone had heard of Circle K's, we service all of them. Dollar Generals, Family Dollars, you name it, all the mom and pop stores. They are in these stores selling them particular products that we are helping the other business sell their product.
That's awesome, Kirkland. So, in kind of closing, we've talked about your faith, and you're helping others, cooking for the homeless people and whatnot. But what's really, at the end of the day, Kirkland, what motivates you to continue? How do you want people to be remembered? How do you want to be remembered by other people and by your family? What kind of legacy do you want to leave for others?
Well, my main goal is to inspire people to just be you, and to search out the things that you want to be able to do, as long as you do it in a mildly manner way. That is not a way that is going to hurt others, but it's supposed to inspire people. So that's my motivation, and the thing that I want to leave is information. I want to leave information that someone say, hey, if this guy and the things that he's doing, if he can get it done, I can get it done. So that's mainly what I want to be able to do, just to motivate people. So that's the reason why I have my YouTube channel, to continue talking to people, give them inspiration, to motivate them, just say, hey, you got this. You got this. Even though you may have a few stumbling blocks, you might have a few failures, don't let that stop you. Just keep pushing. So my momentum really reminds me of a train. A train just going. You remember the old saying, say, I think, I can, until you begin to motivate yourself slowly, and then you just going to that full pace of going up, not going down.
Well, that's awesome. So people can find you at stewartsnacks.com, and on your social media, your YouTube channel's Daily Momentum.
Right. Yep. I'm on Facebook, Stewart Snacks on Facebook page that I have. I'm on Instagram. I'm also on LinkedIn, doing some things on LinkedIn. Like you said, on YouTube, my channel would be Daily Momentum, where you can find me. And hey, just take some of the tips that I'm giving you, and that it may, if it's some of the things inspire you, take them along the way and carry them with you and use them. you know, because some of the things that I have learned, I have took a little here from this person, took a little here from this person, just to help them help myself along the way, to help others along the way.
Well, that's awesome. So you are a great inspiration, Kirkland, and we really appreciate you being on with us today. We want to remind all of you out there to subscribe to our channel, and if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And we encourage you, if you want to learn more about infinite banking, that you go to our website, legacyinsuranceagency.com/IBC. You can schedule a time there. You can get the book, Becoming Your Own Banker, and continue to watch our videos. So thank you so much again, Kirkland, and all of you out there that joined us today. And we'll see you in the next video. Y'all take care.